financial incentives and client satisfaction. In many professional firms, I see this mindset of, well, if we set a commission fee for our professionals so they get a slice of a pie, then that will inevitably invoke better productivity and client satisfaction will go up. And this is not necessarily the case. You should be aware of that. So first of all, I will give you an example of a research that was done years ago. So I think it was called Pizza Hut program, Pizza something. I think it was introduced by Pizza Hut. So this was about getting a slice of pizza if you read a book. So students were offered an opportunity to get a coupon for a slice of pizza if they read a book. And so the research was done with two groups of students. So the first group was offered this incentive and reward, and the other was a control group, so no intervention there. What happened short term, indeed, there was an increase in reading in the first group. However, over long term, what happened was, first, the quality of reading dropped. And then also the students in the first group, they started choosing simpler books. So not only did they show less comprehension of the material, but they also started selecting books that were easier to read, so they can just check the box of, yeah, I read the book. But if I'm 15-year-old, I read a book for an 80-year-old. Okay, so even though the reward indeed showed benefits short term, soon enough children were able to figure out how to game the system. And the same principles apply to financial rewards at professional firms. So if you have a system, for example, where you offer your professionals, let's say 2% of the pie, for example, it's a fixed fee engagement that you're selling to most of your clients, and you assign a junior professional, a senior professional, and there is a manager overseeing a bunch of those engagements, and your reward structure is, well, 1 or 2% for junior level professional, 2 or 3% for senior level professional, and then the manager would get, let's say, 3%, right? This potentially can lead to a lot of trouble. You will probably see benefits short term, but long term, if these same professionals are going to work at your firm, continue working at your firm, you will see a lot of issues and you will not understand where they're coming from. So the first issue is, let's say, with the manager. For manager, if they're receiving a higher percentage, they'll be incentivized essentially to control the behavior of subordinates. Okay, that's the first issue. Second, as I said, everyone will soon figure out how to game the system. Even if you're using a client satisfaction survey, especially if you're using a simpler one like NPS, for example, where it has only 2 questions, like how likely are you to recommend us to your friends and colleagues, and what can we do better? If you're using a very simplistic system, your professionals will soon figure out how to game the system in order to receive that bonus. And the issues will be amplified in situations where you're not paying the competitive salary for these professionals. So in some firms you would have like, okay, because we're providing you with those extra bonuses that it's easy, so to speak, to attain, your base salary will be lower than the market salary. And perhaps you're going to be working remote, right? So there's this trade-off. Oh, okay, I don't have to show up at the office. I can work remote. And there's this amazing opportunity to earn the higher fees if only I can hit those targets, whatever those are. Right, there's the 2% or 3% waiting for me from that, let's say, $5,000 gig. And it seems like we have a lot of clients. My base salary is low, but I have that higher opportunity and I have an opportunity to work from home. Hey, everything is great. logically, it seems great, and short term you will indeed see positive results, but over the long term, your voluntary turnover will be high. There will be very little loyalty to your company, especially if they're working from home. So people will not be loyal to your firm. That's it. Period. Whenever they will see an opportunity to join a firm where the threshold of basic or base salary is higher, they will immediately take that opportunity, especially if it's going to be close to where they live. And if the new firm allows them to, let's say, work from home twice a week or so. So there's going to be no loyalty among professionals. You should expect that if you're using that system. Your professionals are very likely to game the system in order to hit those additional bonus targets. And then, of course, because of all of this, you shouldn't expect your clients to be loyal to you. So there will be no loyalty to your firm among clients. Whenever they will see an opportunity to work with someone else who provides the same services faster or cheaper, they will do that. The loyalty toward your firm will be really, really low. If you want to increase the loyalty among your clients, you have to invest in the quality of the relationships and the servicing part, right? Because the technical quality of the service is just a small part that is important, but it's a very small part. And your clients, they cannot ascertain the level of the quality, of the technical quality, but they can ascertain the level of the servicing. And if there is no investment in servicing, in relationship building, in trying to actually understand what your clients really, really want, you just leave it at the discretion of each professional, they will inevitably try to game the system rather than try to improve their own services. Just be aware of that. It doesn't mean that this system is not going to work for you, but you have to understand that if the base salary, let's say, is lower than the market rates, and you're offering those benefits, those candies, those pizza coupons, right, those rewards, you should expect that the voluntary turnover at your firm will be high. There will be low loyalty among your employees, and there will be low loyalty among your clients. So it is possible to make money with this model. You just have to be aware of the consequences of those compensation decisions. Well, that's it. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.